everybody. Welcome to the Thanks But No One Asked You podcast, where storytelling meets unsolicited advice. And I am back with Isaac Hayes the third, y'all. It's the third. His dad is a junior. I don't know if y'all knew that. And today we're going to talk about all things Isaac Hayes the third and Fanbase.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. We're going to start from the top. We got to do just hot seat. I don't have time to be asking you questions. We got to get into it and get into your mind. So question number one. Overrated, underrated. Being famous.
Overrated.
Say more.
It's too much attention. It interferes with your private life and your ability to have freedom and move around and just live a normal life.
But isn't that what creators on your app are trying to be? Famous?
I want creators to be sustained through creating content by monetizing that content. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to be famous for it.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to add on because you asked me my opinion. So my opinion is also, I don't like being famous. I'm not really famous anymore. It's not that one. I'm not famous, but when I was playing basketball in Connecticut, we were the only pro team. There was no pro team in the state of Connecticut. The only team that anyone followed was women's and men's basketball. And I absolutely hated it. Hated it. You know, you're at lunch and maybe people do this to you. You're at lunch and they're like, oh my God, I hate to do this to you, but are you so-and-so? Okay, I won't take up too much of your time, but can you answer 5 to 15 questions right now? I don't know if this happens, but I really didn't like it and I could not wait to get out of the state of Connecticut. Do you experience that?
That's what I mean by privacy. And like your ability to go eat and hang out and stuff like that. Although I mean, nobody really holds me very long. I get a lot of like, I appreciate what you do. I love what you do for the culture. I was a great fan of your father. Your dad will be proud of you. Fanbase is dope. I'm an investor. I get all those great affirmations. I love that.
Okay. It's just the other step. Yeah.
It's just when people try to get into your personal life, like who you dating? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Like, you know, that kind of stuff is when it gets a little over the top.
I feel you. Question number 2, who are you dating?
Nobody.
That was a joke, but thank you for answering. Number 2, okay, hot seat question. Top Tiny Desk performance of all time.
Usher.
Ooh. Yeah, Usher was actually pretty solid. Why Usher?
It just had variety. It was musical. He had like the drummer was there, the guy that kind of put that whole show together. It sounded and felt different. Yeah. And a lot of great memes came from that.
There was. It was the little like, what did he do?
Yeah, to watch this and all that.
Watch this. That was good.
Yeah.
I've had Justin Timberlake's on repeat and Big Sean. Big Sean had a lot of bangers that I forgot about. Okay. But both of those were actually very impressive because, you know, it's all instrumental. So when you hear a Big Sean song over just instrumentals, it's like, wow. Yeah. His singers were talented. You know, Usher R&B artist, so it makes sense. But I think when the Tiny Desk people bring in rappers and they have instrumentals, it's awesome. So amazing. I think mine might be Justin Timberlake.
That's blasphemy over Usher, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah. Well,
that's crazy.
His eyes look crazy. Did you see the Justin Timberlake one?
No, but that's crazy.
Well, watch it. How you gonna judge?
No, but I've seen it, but I'm crazy that you would even attempt to put Justin Timberlake over Usher, but go ahead. They're both phenomenal, but then there's Usher and then there's...
I give it to Usher because, you know, Justin Timberlake, he was on something. His pupils were dilated. I don't know if we still talking about that. I'm gonna move forward. Okay. Hot seat, best city for food. You've traveled a lot, and Atlanta's been taking a lot of heat for their food being a little suspect. Somebody then came in and made a big fuss. What's the best city for food in this country? There is a right answer.
Interesting. I mean, Atlanta, here's the thing I'll say about Atlanta. It depends on what you're looking to eat because there's so much different culture here about different types of food. So if you're looking for that, if I had to guess, I would either say Chicago or New York.
It's New York. The answer is New York, everyone.
Okay. It's just too much culture in New York.
It's a lot.
It's too much. It's West Indian, Jamaican, Arabic, American, Irish, German, Jewish. It's too much culture.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. I lived in New York for 7 years, and you could order anything at any hour. This was the other thing that I miss about New York. Like, it's dirty as hell,
But it's open 24/7.
but it's open 24/7. You can
Right.
order ramen, Jin Ramen, which was on, like, I don't know, Top Chef, not Top Chef, one of them chef shows. Jin Ramen underneath a subway line in a small hole in the wall spot. It can only seat like 15 people,
Yeah.
and their ramen still travels well. And so New York, unfortunately, y'all, for Atlantans, it is what it is. These are facts. Okay. Let's move forward. So I want to talk about your dad because we have to talk about him. So
Okay.
when I talk to like these younger kids, they don't really know who Isaac Hayes, your father, was. And so I don't even try to educate them on his music. I actually just say, well, he is Chef from South Park.
Yeah.
And they all go, oh, I know South Park. Now, I honestly forgot that he was Chef, and I just thought it was like the coolest thing because I don't know your dad. I don't know, but like, is he a funny guy? Did that make sense to you when he became voiceover? Is that his personality, be goofy and buy into stuff like that?
Yes, but he didn't take himself too seriously,
Okay.
which makes, I mean, anybody that doesn't take themselves too seriously is very approachable, fun person, stuff like that. But yeah, he was very funny.
Okay. So like South Park type funny, like womanizer, charmer funny. What kind of funny would you say?
No, there's a lot. And the fact that she said womanizer is hilarious.
The word that came out. I went on a rant yesterday. I'm still
That's crazy.
right now.
That's wild, womanizer. No, leave it. Leave that shit in there. No, he had. I mean, he's from Memphis. He's like, country funny. He's like black person funny.
Okay.
Black people funny.
Yeah. That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, Like he'll get you and say, hey man, your elbows is ashy. Stuff like that. Like,
he's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Coontastic. We love that. Okay.
Wait, what?
Coontastic. That's I'm gonna trademark that. It's awesome.
You can't. This isn't gonna go well using those phrases, and you're black. That's not.
You're allowed to use them. Y'all use the N-word. I don't say the N-word, just to be clear.
Yeah, but coon is like worse than the N-word. That's crazy.
Debatable.
No, it isn't.
On this, debatable.
Coon is like you serve the other side.
We need to reclaim our word.
No, I'm not reclaiming coon at all.
Our friend wants to trademark coon chips.
No, okay, y'all, this is going crazy. All right.
All right, next question. So you also did voiceover work. So I just recently found out that you did voiceover work on the Boondocks, which needs to come back on TV. What character did you play on Boondocks?
I don't know. I didn't play a character on Boondocks. I don't know why people think I did the Boondocks. I did. The internet is lying about me. I did Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So Aqua Teen, Adult Swim, I played a character called the Brood Witch on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which was very, very fun because I got to play a demonic sandwich.
Okay.
That had this really sarcastic, raspy voice that was trying to get people to eat it because once you ate the sandwich, you would be teleported to hell. So it's all about.
What is this? Like, I know the show, but like.
Meat, wine, Frylock,
The soda joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
That was a good show. I didn't really, Adult Swim isn't a weird lane, but they always get the craziest shows. How did that even come about?
It was just an audition I was doing. I mean, I used to do voiceover a lot. I started voiceover in 2002. And it just an opportunity that came about and said, hey, they need somebody to audition for this character. And I just came up with a voice and went there and did it.
Do you have like a catalog of voices? Can you do the sandwich voice is actually what I'm asking.
I'm not, no.
And action.
Definitely not doing that.
Say, the little Oz man is here. And you're
these strays are crazy, but it's okay. I hate that. It's almost like being an artist and telling somebody to sing your song, or being on the TV show and say the catchphrase. What you talking about, Will? It's like I just want It's like I know everybody from Black Panther was tired of doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Everybody was tired of doing the Wakanda Forever shit when Black Panther got like, yo asked me to do that shit one more time. But I get it. But
so you're not gonna do it?
No, I'm not. I'm retired. I'm not retired from voiceover because I actually just cloned my voice like 4 days ago.
For what?
Just to create. Actually, I created an AI agent of myself, and I am adding all the knowledge of me to that agent, so people can talk to me as if I'm me.
Where? Like if we call your phone, if we...
No, I'll be able to put it somewhere. So I might be able to put it on a website or anywhere. So you're just like, yo, you can just talk to me, and I don't have to be there.
Okay. let's pivot now, because every time I see you, you are working on a new AI tool. Like you will subscribe to them, you'll use them. How many right now do you just kind of play with or use on a regular basis?
At least 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now for the Black people, we can't call them coons. For the Blacks,
This is crazy.
who are not... There's a lot of people out here, and I'm not even gonna say it's Black people. I think it's older people. I think it's just people who are not really using technology. They're panicked about AI, but it's already here. So what is your message to them to get them involved? Because it's here.
I mean, use it as a resource, lean into it. You can't be afraid. I mean, you have to at least know. I think if you don't know, then you're doing yourself a disservice by not knowing about what AI can do and the tools, because it really can help. It really speeds the process along. People always say, like, AI, you should use AI as a second brain, right? It's like I got two brains. I got my brain and I got my AI brain, and me and my AI brain work together and we solve problems and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But AI is also making it really hard for us to be critical thinkers. So someone said the other day, very powerful statement, today we live in a world that is the most critical as it has ever been, but we lack a lot of critical thinkers.
Okay.
So do you agree with that statement?
I mean, I think it's a little deeper than that. I think we live in a world where people are not, truth is secondary to how somebody feels, an opinion. It's, to me, I feel like because of AI, or just the advent of AI and other things, I feel like we're in a place where people are going to attempt to rewrite history to fit the narrative that they want.
Yeah.
So if there's a factual statement made about an icon, somebody like Martin Luther King or something, some event that happened like the Tulsa Massacre, like, oh no, that didn't happen. Slavery didn't happen. It was a bunch of people that just wanted to learn skills and trades. And
Workforce development. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And those are the things that I worry about, because everybody wants to kind of switch things and mold things in a way that like make the world feel, better or more palatable for them, not based on what the truth is.
How do you combat that?
You're going to need AI, ethical AI that doesn't lie. And you can train AI to not lie to you. You can train it. Like, I even saw a prompt, because somebody said that the other day. I was having a conversation. I was like, oh man, all ChatGPT is going to do is agree with you. And the funny thing was, I created a prompt a long time ago that said, do not lie to me. Do not tell the truth. Even if you vehemently disagree with what I say or what I do. Yeah. And it has before. It's like, yo, it'll tell me some things that'll hurt my feelings. Like, well, damn. But I can't tell you. But I appreciate it, because, and there's a new prompt online that's actually going viral that's saying, like, do not give me misinformation, only give me fact-based information. If you do not have an answer, don't make something up, because AI feels compelled to give you an answer, and sometimes it'll just make some stuff up, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
So just say you don't know. It's okay to say you don't know. But AI is supposed to feel like it's like, I'm perfect, I know everything. And it's like, I don't have an answer to that question.
Well, this is people's problem now. Like, I feel like I was just having this conversation the other day with somebody. It's like, I'm trying to tell somebody something that I think will help them out, but they're so quick to just respond. It's like, you don't also have to have an opinion right now. You don't have to pick a side. You don't. And I think we've gotten to this space where, like, you have to have an opinion. You have to have a side. Like, where do you stand on this item? And it's getting real dicey, which is why I've leaned so heavily into storytelling. I think storytelling is going to be the only way that we can actually keep historical knowledge going. We can do AI, but like, you want your grandmother to tell you a story about her lived experience so that you can share it with your kids, and so forth and so forth.
As long as people are telling truthful stories, yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll never know.
Some people will lie and say, oh yeah, I was at, You know, I marched with Dr. King. No, you didn't. You was not there. Because people be saying that.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of marches. You never know.
I know, but yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you was adjacent. You was march adjacent.
March adjacent is there.
You weren't really in the march. You saw the march, but you can't say you marched with Dr. King. Like, you was out there. Like, yeah, that's different.
Okay, so now we're gonna pivot because I have this other theory. I think there's like, today when you want to do something in solidarity, you put a black square up on Instagram.
Who did that? Wait, that's not.
People did this. They did like a black square, I think, in 2020. Listen, I was off.
It's 2025.
Well, I was off social media.
No one has put up a black square, and that only worked for like a day, and everybody's like, "What is that? That doesn't do anything."
Exactly.
That's symbolism, not activism.
Right. So I have this conversation with my friends a lot. Like, yo, if it's 1964 and a march breaks out, are you joining the march?
Depends on what the temperature is. No, I'm kidding. Because ain't no way them marching in suits in the summertime. No, yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, I've been to protests and participated in protests physically, and I think I would, because that was a very scary. I give a lot of courage to the people that actually stood up for injustice in those times, because there was no mass media to cover injustice. So if they arrested you and beat you, and there was really not a lot of evidence of what they could do. So those people were really putting their lives on the line in a way. And now, I mean, there's cameras that capture this stuff. It doesn't always necessarily change the outcome, but at least people know how people behave.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Would you participate in a sit-in?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
The answer is no for me here, y'all. Listen, here's the thing. I'm scared of being murdered or killed. I think the only thing that I'm actually
Well, what are you sitting in for, though?
I'm gonna let y'all sit in. I
know what I'm saying. What's the subject of the sit-in?
Well, the sit-ins were right just to have equal rights at the dining space.
People have sit-ins at high school about cafeteria hours, like.
Yeah, but you're not getting murked. Like, you're not getting.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said what type of sit-in.
I'm talking about back in the day. Stay on topic. Topic. We talking about civil rights.
I didn't know we were into the civil rights era, but okay. We talking about. No, I know it was. We were fluttering around.
Sorry, I flutter. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Fanbase. So, I'm asked two questions, double barrel. You're not supposed to do this, but it's happening. What is Fanbase, and do we really need another social media app?
We need this social media app to answer that question, for sure. Not another. We need a specific app, and Fanbase is a specific app we need because of the function of what it does. So Fanbase is an all-in-one social media platform that gives any user the ability to have followers for free, and additionally have subscribers and receive tips on the platform for any type of content that they want to make. And that is extremely important, because that is the new gig economy. That is the new social economy. That is the new creator economy that is coming forward right now. And I think it's a tool to disrupt and democratize the distribution of content that's typically controlled by large media platforms, record companies, movie studios, mass communication channels like news, all these things. And that needs to come and change and be changed. The Fanbase is allowing that to happen.
Okay. So we've talked about this. I was off social media, for those of you who don't know. I got off social media in 2019, hopped back on in 2021 for like 2 months, and then I was like, I'm all set. I just got back on social media a month ago, 2 months ago. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm overwhelmed. Like 5 years of being off Instagram, I popped into Instagram. It's like 50,000 options now. It's templates involved. I'm on Fanbase. It feels a little bit better because it's not as much going on, but you also have unique features. What is your advice to somebody who's trying to create a name for themselves on platforms? Like, should we go to all of them? Should we go to one? Like, what would help a content creator amass a following? What's the best way to do it?
Well, fan base is for every single person. So I wouldn't, I consider all users content creators, but I think you have to ask yourself a series of questions. One is, do you primarily want to consume content or do you want to create content? So are you a watcher, like a television, like I watch the content, engage with it, or do you want to be someone that adds to the ecosystem? And then when you get to that part, you need to ask yourself, do you want to be rich? Do you want to be famous? Or do you want to be both? Or do you want to be impactful?
Yeah.
Right? Things like that. And so that determines the method and the way that you approach creating content. Because I think chasing fame is a very slippery slope and can lead to a lot of creative burnout because there's so many people trying to become famous. And if you're not getting the same numbers, you feel like you're not getting the views or all that kind of stuff. This is like I went to a creator birthday party last night, and there was the amount everybody was on Twitch. Like everybody had these phone setups with cameras and microphones clipped to their hats and their chests, and it was like literally all these mini studios just walking around. Literally like 50 people, 35 of them had cameras, and they're all on Twitch, and it's like,
wow.
And it's just like, okay, everybody wants to be like famous in a television network. And that in itself, I think, is a fad. But at the end of the day, most of those creators want to make a living.
Right.
And there's a more efficient way of making a living than sitting in front of a camera for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, live, all that. And Fanbase gives you that opportunity as well.
Okay. All right. Now, recently, you've been going in, shall we say. You're in a crowdfunding right now. You're raising, and you've been popping off.
I've been popping off?
You've been popping off at the Blacks.
Wait, who? What?
African Americans. You've been.
Yo, these words, the Blacks, coon. This is crazy. I would think I was on another network or podcast.
We have to be inclusive, okay? You never know. Listen, I was having this conversation too. United Negro Fund is still using Negro. NAACP is still saying colored.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I digress.
Okay.
I mean, cool.
But recently I've been popping off. Go ahead.
You've been popping off and saying that, Black people need to do a better job of supporting Black businesses.
That's not popping off. That's stating a necessary fact for the growth and the survival of Black progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how's that approach going?
It goes actually well.
Okay.
Because being able to have a conversation amongst people that really don't want to say the quiet part out loud inspires other people to step up and say, I agree with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem saying that because we are too talented and powerful of people to not be able to utilize our talent and our energy to better our lives in ways that directly affect our community. And we do a terrible job at that for a multitude of reasons.
Like, what are they?
One, we are separated. We are taught to compete to achieve wealth and success and not collaborate.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, you have a bunch of individual people trying to build things because our example of success is making it despite everyone else trying to. Not as opposed to we all can make it. Let's all make it. So when you hear about the Cambodian community or the Indian community or the Jewish community or the Asian community, they practice collective progress with sacrifice. And we don't tend to do that. But I know that that's systemic based on the lack of resources that Black people have always had and how you have to kind of fight for your own, to protect your own, your own family, your own small portion of wealth, your own lifestyle and all things like that against, people that would take and destroy and murder you for your land and your resources and stuff like that. And so it created this unique kind of like class system amongst Black people where there can only be like one really rich Black person, as opposed to in other communities where they create their wealth collectively by building businesses and owning part of them together.
Yeah. So I have I don't know if it's a similar feeling, but I was recently talking to an HBCU alum, and it's probably the wrong person to talk to because they were very much in their feelings. But I'm always, I had this. I did not go to HBCU. I've been to 3 universities. All of them are PWIs. No, one of them was public, but it was still predominantly white. And so I'm not allowed to say things about HBCUs. That's the vibe that I get. But I'm saying what I gotta say. When I went to Vanderbilt, I would drive by Meharry, Fisk, TSU. They're all right there. It's amazing, actually. And then, I'll just use Fisk as an example. The dorms look condemned.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of like, why does it look like this? And then you can pass by Morehouse and look at their football field, and it looks like it's from 1919. It's all these people driving around with a Mercedes or on Instagram talking about my HBCU pride, 555. They're doing a lot of talking, but what is your endowment?
What do you, so
What money are you giving back to your university? Why does your university look the way you do? I feel like if HBCU alum spent the same amount of money they spent going to Beyonce this past week, pouring back into their endowment, some of these HBCUs would just at least look better, have internet service. I'm hearing they don't have internet service at a lot of them. And the response that I got from this girl was like, well, a lot of people don't make a lot of money when they come out of HBCU. And I was like, okay, like everybody that come out of Duke don't make a lot of money. I hear you, but I'm not seeing the reason I'm bringing this up is I feel like it's a bigger like mindset thing with us. It's also like, yes, somebody got to be at the top, somebody got to be at the bottom within Black people, but also Black people, we don't pour into our own stuff.
well, that's that. Okay, so
Like what is up?
this podcast is going to do amazing, by the way. If you keep talking like this, the clips are going to go viral. You're going to be like everywhere.
Feelings about
They boy, you go
roast me. Let's talk about it.
You
Roast me, but let's talk about it.
they're not gonna roast you. They're gonna be upset. They're gonna be really mad. But it's okay. I'm with it.
Energy and do something.
I'm with it.
Though.
So okay, here's the interesting thing when we have conversations about wealth and distribution of resources is that we're not thinking about the levels in which other, like, nobody is more maligned or hated on against in this country than Black people. Like, nobody is. Like, I mean, they can give opportunities and loans and all these other things to different groups and ethnicities. For some reason, just the world does not like Black people. And so systemically preventing Black people from having access to resources, we're making the most out of what we have. Because when you think about like an HBCU like Morehouse, they just got a ton of money though. They just got I think $100 million.
Great, fix the
from
football field.
But that's my point. Football is not the focus. It's a school of medicine.
Great, tear it down and build an AI building of education. It's not, like, come on.
No, but that's okay. But they can still have a football field. But their money and their effort goes into creating. And this is something, because my brother goes to Morehouse. One of the things that I feel like even that's more important than the buildings, that's just as important as the education, is the esteem and the dignity and the pride in being a Black man that those schools, that Morehouse gives to you. That in itself is invaluable, because when you enter into the real world, you don't feel inferior to anybody that you come across. That's that Atlanta energy.
Yeah.
And I say that all the time because it's like, and sometimes people will try you. Sometimes people will think like, okay, you're about to talk to me in a fashion that you normally would talk to somebody African American, like in maybe a different city or a different area in the state, but here, like, no, we're not getting spoken to like that. And so I think with HBCUs, they teach brotherhood. They teach these relationships of unity, and like and being in an HBCU is like being in a fraternity in itself, because the network of people that exist, like Morehouse men that are in all areas of government and entertainment and all these places that can reach out and help and stuff like that, it's extremely important. I was adamant about my younger brother, my little brother, going to Morehouse. Like he was deciding between going to UGA and Morehouse. And I was like, there's no way, you got to go to Morehouse, because I need you to not be the only smart black kid in a PWI. I need you to be one of several other smart black kids at an HBCU that push you to let you know that you're, and those other schools, they might try to teach you like you're special or whatever. I need you to feel the competitive nature of other young black men that are just as determined and motivated to be successful as you. And he loves it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's good because then you don't have like this unicorn mentality, like things should be given to you. It's like, no, I see what other people look like me are capable of, which a lot of us don't get to see. I would
Right.
say before I moved here, I'd lived in 6 other cities. And I tell people all the time, of all the cities that I've lived in, this is the first city, the only city where I get to see a range of black people.
Yeah.
Like there's not a range of black people in other cities. There's pockets of either hood or wealthy people you'll never see. You will never see these people. You can never access them. But here in Atlanta, it's like it's a great middle class community. There's low class, obviously, everywhere, but there's high, very elevated black people who are influential, and there's enough of them that they're not just like in Jack and Jill, but like they're here. They're your neighbor. They work in your community. There's so many of them that there's a breadth and a depth to it.
100%.
I've never seen that before. And I moved here at 37. So, I mean, I can only.
Man, you late to the party, Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You should have been here in the 90s.
Well, I heard it was different in the 90s.
Why? What way?
I don't know. It just wasn't as like Black Hollywood. It was a little bit more just like Black culture.
No, Atlanta's always had an air of celebrity. It's just what you're known for. Typically, meaning the status or celebrity of black people in Atlanta was always like based on different industries: real estate, medicine, construction. That's still Hollywood.
Yeah.
When you have multi-millionaire families that are, have contracts building the airport and the stadium and stuff like that, that's still a level of flex. Or the religious community. And then the music industry started burgeoning in like the late 80s, early 90s. And that was the Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, with the massive success of a Face Records, and then So Def and Organized Noise and Dallas Austin. And then everybody just came after that. And then because of the tax, film and tax incentive for TV and film, it allowed Hollywood to come here. And then you have Tyler Perry to come down here, and you have Will Packer. So it's always been this chain of success. So Atlanta's never starstruck on Atlanta. That's why, like, Atlanta's the only city that I know that black people are known not for what they do, but for their hustle. A lot of times black people are known for like, oh, I work here or I work there. No, Atlanta's like, oh, you the guy that get tickets to Beyonce? Like, there's literally a guy called Ticket Jerry, but he's a celebrity because he knows how to get tickets to everything that you want to be a part of.
Ticket Jerry. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, in Atlanta, you're known for your hustle.
Yeah.
And that makes you a celebrity.
Yeah.
So you can be a club promoter. You can be a podcaster. You can be a gamer. You're famous for that. You're not famous based on some sort of industry that you have to make your way through. It's just, oh, you're the guy that's always doing the funny videos online, and then you're famous for that, and you're contributing to this ecosystem of black culture in a multitude of ways. I think it's phenomenal.
Okay. Push for black culture and Atlanta. At the show, we played these games, and I was like,
You lost. Let's start there. You lost.
edit this out.
No,
We don't.
she lost,
Well,
and she tried to cheat.
well, Listen,
She keeps saying, and she did it, and she didn't really give me the flowers that I was supposed to get.
Let me give you your flowers.
And so, for which camera does she have to look into? Because this one, because it was a real. I saw it. It was real. Like one word.
Just prepared.
One
A
word.
winning speech. I didn't have a loser speech.
Well,
Only
every time you sit next to me,
with the losers.
if you want to have contests of intellect and intelligence, then be prepared to lose sitting next to me.
First of all, that's not what it was. It was a music contest for those of you who.
And you still lost.
Yeah, there's a technicality. Let me get into the flowers for 12 seconds.
Cool. Oh wow.
Isaac, what can I say?
See, it's a repeat of the last thing.
No, but in all seriousness, I will say this. People have been like, how did you get to know Isaac Hayes? What is even happening? And I was like, I don't know, it's just kind of normal. But every time I've seen you speak to somebody, you've been very just cordial, very nice. I've never seen you rebuff anyone. I've always just seen you, whether you're comfortable or not, just kind of pose yourself as being comfortable in your skin, still low key, but very nice to everyone that comes up to you. And I didn't have to do much. I just said, hey, this is what I'm doing. It'd be really great. And you asked me some questions, you're very, what?
You didn't have to do much? Okay.
That sounds crazy. And I don't know where you're going with that. But no, I didn't have
You bullied me. You bullied me.
I'm trying to give you flowers and you're calling me a bully.
No, it's okay. I mean, I appreciate it. No, that part's fine. But I was bullied.
I thought you were very nice.
Thank you.
Prior to the bully statement. And I think that there is a fear of talking to someone who has notoriety that, oh my God, they're going to big time me. They're going to ignore me. I'm going to get clowned. I mean, I just do what I got to do. You can call that a bully. I call it assertive. And you were very nice. So those are my flowers.
You have a very, very positive trait. You are persistent. And that is it goes further than a lot of people. I'm persistent. So I respect persistence. That's why I say when you do it, like I don't get bothered because I would do the same thing. If it was something that I wanted, if it was a guest I wanted, if it was like, I had to do that in the music business. The majority of records that I produced on artists were not like them wanting to work with me. It's literally me stopping them and embarrassing them in a group of people. Like, hey, we ain't never done a record together. That's crazy. I know you. Like, let's get in the studio. Oh, and I'll say it like in front of, like, we'll be at the club or stand out front. Like, okay, I'm gonna meet you tomorrow. And then we come to the studio and then we make something magical. Yeah. Because you're not going to get what you want if you just wait or try to be passive. And I don't think that my talent does not guarantee the fact that people should want to work with me.
Yeah.
You just have to want to work hard and create opportunities for yourself. So that was me. I mean, that's how I did it.
Jim right there. And hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. And I think that's been true for me. I think people assume, oh, you played ball at Duke, you played ball at UConn, oh, you went to Vanderbilt, oh, you worked at Microsoft. So people are just lining up to give you stuff. No, they're not.
No, you're competitive, extremely. And you're very assertive. You're smart. How did I wind up giving her flowers on my segment? I don't know, but
it just happens.
But real recognizes real, so I know that. So when I first met you, like, hey, so I'm back here giving coaching. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, right? And if I didn't come that day, you'll be like, hey, I'm gonna see you today, right? And you're going to get what you want, which is how we're here.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a page out of your book and just go ahead and say he's never actually attended any of my coaching sessions. So it's only fair that you attend or you sign up for a coaching session.
Okay.
Today. Is that how it goes? So I say a time and a day and a today.
You have to talk to Ebony about that.
Begin with the Ebony. All right, let's move forward. So this game is actually not a game. It's an activity. This is the end. And so you get to go out on a bang. So as you know, the show is called Thanks, But No One Asked You. And it is unsolicited advice.
Okay.
Right. So when you ask the question, are you doing this for followers, money, and impact? It's impact. I think a lot of 14 to 24-year-olds, this is my target audience, go to the internet for advice. And quite frankly, the people they're following are just trying to sell them something.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks to see. I hate to see it. As a former teacher, I would hate that for my students. I just want to give them unsolicited advice. So whether you ask for it or not. So today, that's what you're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to do an activity called this or that.
Got it.
I'm going to give you two groups, and you're going to pick which one you'd like to give unsolicited advice to.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hey, buckle up.
Knuckle up.
Black women or black men? Be careful.
Black men.
Okay. So
Oh, the advice that I want to give to black men? The advice I want to give to black men. I want to say that we need to start collaborating and working together and stop standing on opposite sides in our silos, because we feel that we are defined by our success, and often by our success above our own. Like, that's what validates you, like that I make more money than you, or I am the person that's really good at this. And that doesn't matter because it doesn't help us collectively. I'm a very collaborative person. In building a platform based on community, you have to have everyone involved, and everyone feel special, and everyone feel welcome. And black men, I think, are we're in a space where we're so competitive against one another that we miss out on being able to really build things together. Now, what I also will say is, to black men, I would say love yourself. Do not let this wave of societal pressure to say that you are defined by what you can provide for another person. I think there's too much emphasis put on black men being ATMs and providers out of sequence, because the world was designed a little differently when black men were providers, in the way that the expectation that black men provide now. And I think that that's a little unfair. I think it's really unfair that a man is supposed to make his income and then support another person that's not their wife. Another individual that's not their wife. But hold on, but support them because of that. Because I always say, like, when you focus on yourself, and I've seen this quote, it was like, men that prioritize their legacy or their passion over a woman wind up with both. You know?
say that again.
That men that prioritize their passion over women wind up with both.
Wow.
It's the truth, because because success breeds people wanting to be around that. It's a magnet. Yeah. I saw a video about the halo effect, and this is something that I have to apply to myself. And hopefully this serves as a timestamp, because attractiveness is such a quality that people underutilize, that can provide a huge benefit. Like, more attractive people get paid more. They're perceived as more charming, more smarter, more likable, right? And so that's just a simple thing, because the brain can't determine. The brain does not have time to decide whether or not you are charismatic, intelligent, kind, but so it uses attractiveness and basically it applies it to all of them. Yeah. And so we all should be spending time working on that's a goal of mine this year, is to really
into your attractiveness,
to lean into my health and my fitness, because crazy. I mean, think about this. Think about Steve Harvey after Marjorie Harvey came in and changed the suits and he shaved his hair, and that's the most successful he ever was. Okay. Because she made him very attractive. Yeah. She made him, and then he became more likable. Yeah. People started listening to his advice. Yeah. Like, yo, he knows what he's talking about.
More seriously.
Yeah, you're just taking more seriously, and so so I have to be a little bit more of an attractive. I think I'm attractive now, but. It doesn't hurt to shed a few pounds to start wearing something other than a t-shirt and jeans every day. Doesn't hurt.
Okay. I'm excited to see what you start wearing.
Yeah.
We can wear matching outfit.
No.
That's a good idea. You think about it.
No.
All right. Next one. Musicians or filmmakers?
Filmmakers or musicians?
Which one would you like to give unsolicited advice to?
Musicians.
Go for it.
Own your publishing. Study the business. Publishing deals are very bad loans. If you don't need the money, don't do one. If you've had done a publishing deal in the past and you're a creative, you can always terminate your publishing after a certain point of time. I've done that with my father's catalog. I'm doing the third set of terminations for his catalog, and I've been telling all these amazing hip hop artists and rappers and producers that they need to start terminating their publishing, because the termination window to reclaim your publishing is after 35 years. And so if you think about it, hip hop really started to take off in 1990, right? That's when you had like LL Cool J and, Public Enemy was out, like all these amazing rappers are out. And so those songs are up for termination. And so you have to file with the Copyright Office to notify your publisher that you no longer will have ownership of this and reclaim that. And there's going to be billions of dollars worth of publishing that's up for termination.
Wow.
So you got to really lean into understanding how to terminate your masters and your publishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope musicians are listening, because I have no idea
Yeah.
what he's talking about, but it sounds elite. Top tier, as the kids would say. Okay, last one.
Mhm.
College grads or high school grads? That sound.
High school grads.
Okay.
I'll start by saying I did not go to college. And at the time that I did not go to college, a different world was on television. And so I was looked at as like, you're going to be living in a cardboard box, young man, because you don't have a degree.
Yeah.
And my mom told me to never date a man that does not have a college degree.
No, that's right.
And what it turned out is that that's not necessarily the case. There's multiple ways, multiple paths to success. And so for someone that's in high school, I wouldn't necessarily say feel the pressure of going to college, because that throws you into this system of classism by degree. I have a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD. All these things don't guarantee your success in life unless you're in a specialized field. Right. Now, if we're doing brain surgery, law, absolutely. You gotta go through those processes, and those are specialized fields. But a lot of people don't know what they want to do. So even someone that's coming out of high school, don't feel the pressure to go to college. What I would say is feel the pressure to earn a living, to put yourself in a position that you have to start making money, because that creates a toolkit, a hustle kit that can sustain you while you figure it out. And that toolkit for me worked very, very well, because I learned how to be a voiceover artist. I learned how to use graphic design programs. I learned how to, do voiceover. I learned how to fly drones. There was always something that I could do. I learned how to engineer. So there was always something that I could do to go make money in the real world to pay my bills. And it gave me the opportunity to really be a true entrepreneur and never work for anybody, because I did have a job and I quit my job. And also, I have to give unsolicited advice to the college kids too.
Okay.
And it applies to both. And that is, don't bullshit in college. A phrase that I'm going to repeat and I heard once before and I remember is, work hard as a kid, play hard as an adult. Play hard as a kid, work hard as an adult. And what that means is that the energy, while you're young enough, when I was 19 years old, I could stay up till 3 a.m, go to bed and wake up at 10 a.m. and do that for weeks and weeks on end.
Yeah.
And don't use that energy partying, use that energy building, amassing tools, amassing talents, relationships, all of those things, because people ask me I lived the life that I built for myself 25 years ago.
Okay.
Right? I live that life now. I wear t-shirts and jeans. I come to work when I want to, even though I'm going to come to work all the time, but I don't work for anybody, and you can build a life for yourself outside of having to be an employee as an entrepreneur. But that's when you put that focus into it. Think of the matter of fact, I'll use you as an example. I'll use any athlete, and athletes live these accelerated life paths.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you have to sacrifice when you're younger to make it to the level that you're trying to make. But once you do, you're walking into opportunities.
A little bit more.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think about all the you got to think about all the stuff LeBron had to miss out on to be as great as he is, or Jordan or Kobe or whoever, you know, these amazing athletes are, and then they retire at 35, but they got like $500 million, and they got the rest of their lives to just piddle around and do whatever the hell they want to because they work so hard on the front of their life. Tennis players, you know what I'm saying? You got to think of like Coco Gauff, and that takes practice. And if people treated themselves more like athletes, even if you're doing something with music or finance or art or whatever it is, if you said, look, man, y'all go ahead and go to the club. I'll give you another example. Look at Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, plenty of times I said before, like, look, dog, I'm not a partier. I'm using my youth to understand how to make films, how to produce films, how to write films. And him and Cougar have had this enormous amount of success. There are probably other people that feel like, I'm a better actor than Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, but you don't work harder than he does. And that's the thing about it. It's like, you know, working hard, like, you're not gonna outwork me. I say that for me. You're not gonna outwork me. And that's what it is. People think, oh, because I'm talented or I'm pretty or, you know, whatever. That ain't the case. It's hard work and persistence that beat all of those things.
Yeah, I say this all the time when I go to universities and talk. My tagline is, to be exceptional, you must be the exception. You have to do things that other people aren't willing to do.
Correct.
You have to do things that other people don't think are cool. You have to do all of the stuff that the adults around you are telling you to do that the other kids are rolling their eyes at. And when they say sit in the front row, it's for a reason. You don't know what that reason is right now. It doesn't make any sense to you right now. That's not the point. Do it. There's a reason. If all these people are saying it, there must be a reason, right? Well, I was one of those kids. Like, if you told me, you know, open gym, perfect example. Open gym is optional. It was not optional in my mind.
Right.
It was optional on the piece of paper he handed out. Hey, y'all, it's open gym, it's optional. I was there like it was practice because it wasn't optional in my mind. And so that's how I became the number one player. I did all the things that other people felt were optional. I did all the things that people didn't want to do because they wanted to spend their time over here hanging out. And I'll add on to that. The other thing that you learn is you get to learn you more. When you spend more time working on you, working on your craft, you can go on a solo trip and be fine.
And can't nobody shake your confidence? Your self-esteem? You can't tell me nothing about me.
I have a roadmap of success. I've taken L's, but I got a lot more W's than a lot of other people because I put in the work. So now when it's like, go on and build your own, leave a Microsoft, go build your own business, I'm like, it'll be hard. I'm expecting that. Because I've done this before.
But you're not afraid.
I'm not afraid. I've been here before. And so it's like those people that are in their 30s or their 40s or their 50s and they want to pivot, it's going to be harder for you because if you've never done anything where you actually were intentional and sacrificed a lot to make something happen, you don't understand the process. And that's what a coach is for, myself. Get you through that process. But at the end of the day, it's really just mindset. And that's what you're training yourself for at a younger age. Do all the little stuff. And it pans out. It evens out later. But more importantly, you know yourself more. You are a stronger individual because of it. So all that to say, this was great. We should do our own show.
I don't have time to do that.
Sure you do. No time. That's the first thing we'll work on in our coaching session. You heard it here first. Isaac Hayes will be one of my one-on-one clients. I don't do that usually, so you're welcome.
Jesus Lord. Okay.
And thank y'all so much for joining us today. If you have questions or follow-up thoughts, please write in to thanksbutnoneasks@gmail.com and like and subscribe the channel.
Can I plug myself since you've been
my God. Let's rewind.
Can I plug me real quick? So I have a startup called Fanbase. You can actually invest and own part of the company.
I did.
Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. The minimum to invest is $399. This isn't a donation. It's equity into the company. And why I think that is important is because I have raised over $22 million in equity crowdfunding. When I'm done with my last round, it'll be $27 million. I'm the first Black man ever to do this. First Black person to raise this much money in equity crowdfunding. And so I gotta put that out there because this is legendary stuff that we really need to understand, that this is how we fund our businesses and uplift ourselves out of economic deserts and opportunity. And so, yeah, I want to do that. And you can download Fanbase and follow me on Fanbase because that's where this podcast is going to be. And follow us over there at Fanbase.
Thank you.